Well, we're at Cabra-Matta Diggers Bowling Club for the finals day of the 23-24 Champion of Club Champions pairs. We're broadcasting the women's final for you right now. Just underway, rolled the first jack. As you can see, conditions a little unpleasant at the moment. Started to rain as the players went out and commenced their trial ends. And our feature match, we have Carol White, Chris Myers of South Tamworth up against the Cabra-Matta Bullants team of Jamie Lee Worsnop and Ellen Fife. We are expecting a cracking game. Conditions of the green were pretty good this morning. The team at Active Turf Care said they got out all ready on time and everything's been done. The weather looked a little bit promising, but unfortunately the rain has just come in as we've gone out and started. We do have our MacGyvered up camera covers in place, so should be okay to keep going unless we get some very heavy rain. And as people have said, it's been a great tournament. Good feedback from the players involved. They've enjoyed the hospitality of the clubs. Radar over Sydney. So we're out near towards Homebush on that map, Bankstown. Most of the rain off the coast. Chris Myers, her first bowl. It's a great start from Carol White. Ellen Fife into the two bowls, cuts it down to one. Chris Myers' first bowl now in an extremely good position. Turn that bowl to the jack. The jack will go straight down, should go straight down the line. Can also now, Chris can look to play just a little up and over her own bowl, try and promote it and the jack. Just take away the split that Ellen has on the backhand. Carol and Christine won the toss, elected to play first, and that actually does cover up the split. Might see a little bit of weight trying to just get that bowl through. Slightly heavier greens with the rain coming on. You might see more weighted shots.
1.5 millimetres overnight.
And we'll get Tony Gavin Burston in to do the pitch report. We've had him out jamming the keys into the green to test how hard it is.
Testing the barometric pressure.
We don't need the weather wall.
No, green's running about 15.5 seconds. Had about 1.5 millimetres.
Yeah, Gav tells us they're about 1.5 millimetres overnight, and the green was running about 15 to 15.5 when he had put a few bowls down before we started. Hopefully that'll keep the pace on for a while. It's just enough to be unpleasant, the rain at the moment. Nothing real big. Bit misty. Probably enough to keep me off the green.
Should be right. We should be right to get through. I'll see you later on.
All right. Cheers, Gav. They've done a great job in preparing the greens here. Been a few little showers come across. Did slow up yesterday, the shower. Just brought the moisture to the surface in the afternoon as the sun came out. Slowed a little bit. Normally I'd expect them to dry up, but was quite a heavy shower yesterday morning. Jamie Lee, just a little contact there, no change to the head. We do have the men's semi-finals being played at the moment, the final of those games. That series due to be played this afternoon. Jamie Lee, looks like she's just going to turn underneath there. Brilliant wait for that shot and gets pretty good position out of that as well. Well, yesterday afternoon, these two teams won their way through with some good semi-final wins. Jamie Lee Worsnop and Ellen Fife. They survived a little fight back from Jen Delves and Natasha Van Eldick and ran out winners 20 shots to 15. Tash and Jen scored 5 shots in the closing 3 ends to close that gap, but the damage had been done with that early lead. Carol and Chris, a very strong win, 23-6 over Ettalong Memorial. In the quarterfinals, Ettalong had defeated Beresfield. South Tamworth accounted for Narrabri. Cabra-Matta took out Fig Tree in a good strong win, and Raymond Terrace took out Ballina. In the men's pairs, our matchups in our semi-finals, and your scores will be coming through on the bottom of the green as the games progress. One cracking semi-final is 2 rinks over. We've got a gap rink between each game. Cabra-Matta taking on Tarrant Point. Bo Prideaux and Aaron Wilson. They're taking on Kyle Hanson and Ray Pearce. And Hemi Palmer and Darren Morrison from Ettalong Memorial. They're taking on Ben Winther and Brett Spur. In yesterday's quarterfinals, Bo and Aaron took out Singleton RSL. Tarrant Point accounted for Wendy Leagues. Ettalong for Corrimal. And Mount Lewis for Nelson Bay in our stream game. Oh, it's a great bowl from Chris Myers. If it's 2 down, we may see a little attacking. If it was only 1, they might not take the risk of dropping more. There is a chance here to get big solid contact, remove 3 or 4 of the bowls and leave yourself with a shot. Jack goes out to left of screen. It's pretty good if it goes right out. Ellen's going to get some contact here. Jack spits around, and that'll be well and truly out of bounds. So, end 1. Well, we've had an extra trial in, really, because we'll start again. See Nick, the bowls liaison officer here at Cabramatta Diggers, taking out a jug of water for the players. Done a wonderful job, looked after us exceptionally well, and we're really looking forward to coming back just over a week for the champion singles. We do hope the weather is a little kinder to us when that happens. Sean Doyle tells me that Sito's bowl's cancelled today. Did see that already from the Albatross on the team app. Wonderful how we can all communicate these days. online through apps, groups. We are looking forward to a absolute cracking match. Already had some great bowls, and that's 4 good lead bowls again. Players working out best shot to play. Jamie Lee had a fantastic start. Just looks worse on our centre camera than it probably does on the other two, just because of the light conditions. Most players wearing jumpers and jackets. It is a little on the cool side. Give you the picture-in-picture view there of the jack being in the head. Couple there for Cabramatta as the head stands. See Chris taking the jacket off. The rain might have just eased off for a moment. It's just a bit warmer. She's going to leave the rain jacket on, so all good. It's pretty well pointed from Carol. Chris wants this to get right down. It'll sit on the second shot, or the third shot. There's a bowl hidden in behind on our picture-in-picture. It's 3 to Cabramatta. Well, I look for some protection or add. Can play backhand down to their own bowls. Goes around, it's good cover. It's going to go right to the back, so that's not too bad either. A little bit of protection. Just needs to add between 1 and 3 feet, really. got the sit and got shot. Just over the draw called, maybe a metre or two. Come through the head. There's a few results available. Just a little bit under the line. We may have had a little glitch with the internet then, but it appears we've got Facebook back running properly. Good conversion from, or good result for South Tamworth while I was trying to look at our internet settings. Chance here for Ellen. Just needs to get under the front bowl. Couple of chances here. Set either shot bowl. Just tuck that jack round the corner. Jack comes right back. It's okay as well. She's playing what gives us the maximum chance. She can get off that bowl. Down to the jack. And, well, we're going to start again. Jokingly said to the boys that we'd cut it down to 12 ends because we wanted to get home. Should have said it to the girls. We're playing our third attempt at completing the first end. The spits of rain still coming down. It's not supposed to be all that heavy at all day. The hourly forecast each hour says a low chance or most chance of around 1 millimetre in each 2-hour block. So not a massive amount of rain, but just enough to be a bit of a nuisance. Our camera positioned just in behind the scoreboard, so the little lines or whatever you want to call them, little rack sitting just in the bottom of your screen is actually the numbers on the scoreboard. Plays a little bit short. We might be just seeing a little bit of pace come off this green as the moisture settles into the surface. Did only have around 1.5 millimetres overnight. And Gav timed the green at running about 15.5 before we started. On a dry day, you'd expect that to pick up speed, but a little bit of moisture might just settle in and soften the surface a little bit, drop the speed down. Cool here, but apparently in Canada, a little bit of snow last night, so fortunately not the case here. See Carroll going for the hood as well, just to try and keep that rain off. These players will handle the conditions okay. It will be mildly unpleasant though. So, people, if you're looking forward to a lot of bowls in the next few weeks, you hopefully we'll be able to deliver it to you. Next week is Women's Carnival in Foster. Weather forecast probably not as good as we'd hope, but not looking to be as bad as it probably could. Tomorrow we are due to stream and Platinum Pennant round 10 at 2 p.m. live from Mount Lewis. Now there is a chance that that game may change venue. A decision will be made ASAP because we have to engage our provider, our partnership with Spacequake Sports, to bring you those games. Belrose due to host Raymond Terrace at 12:30, Carlingford to play St John's at 2:30, Marylands to host Warilla at 4, Tarrant Point to host East Maitland at 5, and Cabra-Matta to host Engadine at 5. We may see some of those change venues to indoor or covered greens. Those teams really want to get those games in because they have a great chance to progress to the finals. May even see Mount Lewis agree to play at Wendy Leagues. If the weather prevents them getting on, the Lions currently sitting in 5th. Need to get some points to hold off fast finishing opponents behind them, with the Cougars just trailing by a few. Sunday's matches are all due to start at 10 a.m, but we may see some variations there as well because sides want to get their matches in to give them the maximum chance of getting through to our top 5 and finals. Raymond Terrace play Mount Lewis at 10 a.m. at the hangar, so that one will go ahead as scheduled. Tarrant Point due to host Warilla at 10. Our stream game is due to be from St John's Park against East Maitland. That one may shift. We watch our Facebook page and socials. We'll announce that as soon as we possibly can if there's a time and or venue change. Belrose to host Carlingford. Wendy Leagues to host Engadine at 10. That one will go ahead. And Marylands to host Cabra-Matta. So yes, the men's semi-finals are next door. We do have our matchups in the bottom right corner at the moment. Some scores for those will come through in due course. This is our third attempt at playing our first end. So it might actually be a score up on those boards. So what I can do to bring you those as quickly as possible. Lee was going to be doing those for us, but I'm not sure that he's... Jamie Lee just sits and goes through. Good thing about this green now is I can actually get the camera on the scoreboard. Should be able to do those scores for you. The South Tamworth girls did say they'd watch back a bit of game that we managed to get in yesterday before the shower, and were aware that they needed to stay off. The centre line, only they've got caught up in their match and so we do have a score. Getting the other scores in. I missed that one actually. So I've put that down as a 2. I think that's what it was. We'll correct as soon as the scoreboard is updated. Did miss that. I'm sure somebody on Facebook will be able to tell me anyway. Deborah says she thinks it was a 2. Shower of rain, just enough to be annoying. Carol. Hey, Blackburn, is it all about embarrassing the misery? I think autocorrect's got you there. I thought it was embracing. Matty, of course, was one of the players who played through a somewhat dismal day in the Platinum Pennant a couple of weeks ago when hosting the Cougars for a very well deserved for the Wolves. May have only been one shot. I might adjust that back to 1 just to be on the safe side. 1 end gone. Cabramatta 1-0. It's 2. Well, so be it. Ellen wants to be up to this. No score on the board. The phone number you can see just in the top left of our screen then was for Active Turf Care. Gavin, the boys have done a fantastic job in preparing the greens here at Cabra-Matta Diggers for this week. No doubt they will be in even better condition when we come back on Monday week for the Champion of Champions singles. Matty, it was silly autocorrect, yes. Apparently the man who invented autocorrect has passed away. And everyone says, may he rust in pieces. Oh, Carol, if she's got some weight on this, it's well intended. She's just under the line, though. Wants to get the split. Just going to get the edge of Ellen's bowl. Roll it in a bit. Probably not as helpful for them as they would have liked. Do hope everyone's enjoying watching on our Bowls New South Wales Facebook and YouTube social channels. We love bringing you these games. Don't forget to chuck in your comments and questions on the Facebook feed. We keep an eye on that. We'll answer as many of those as we can. Might be a few we have to say, well, we'll take that under advisement and get back to you, or no, we can't answer that this time, but we'll answer everything we possibly can that's reasonable. We do know that the answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe and everything is 42. But if you ask me what the question is, I can't answer that one because apparently the universe will explode and be replaced by something even more bizarre if I give you the question and the answer simultaneously. There is another theory that this has already happened. And that's just a quick salute to all you Douglas Adams fans out there. It's under the serious note, the Bowls. It's a great start for Cabramatta on this end. They're currently holding a count of 3. Very important for the South Tamworth girls to not let this get away from them. They are the current state over 60s seniors pairs champions, I'm told. I should actually know that. Was that Dubbo for the event? Barbara, maybe you do need a co-commentator. Oh, I have got a couple of anti-frog medications with me. A little bit of a cream candy lolly of a certain brand because they didn't pay me. I'm not going to mention it. And a lovely cup of tea in front of me. I did think Neil Wood would have been a Hitchhiker's Guide fan, yes. I think Neil will take it the right way, and me saying I think he's a bit of a nerd. That's in a good way, of course. It's better pointed. He's got a couple of chances to come in here. Just a bit unlucky and got the outside of that bowl and tightened that head up as well. Just Cabramatta's played some good bowls, and South Tamworth a little tiny bit away from being perfect. Just didn't quite get the good result. Of course, Neil being a good geek. Well, thank you for letting me know that the score wasn't flashing up for Edelong. It should start now. I had to press one button. Didn't work. There we go. It's coming through. And again, it's an almost perfect bowl from South Tamworth, and they've just faded across under the head, left the count at 4. Well, they've had a couple of very close calls on this end. Sometimes technology is only as good as the nut driving the keyboard. I apologise that it wasn't coming through. Thanks, Jai. That should be coming through now, and I'll jump and have a look at those. Each time we have a score update on our game, we'll flick across to the other two. Got a camera set up on each one of their preset, or a preset on each one of the scoreboards. And as long as there's not a body in front of it, I'll be able to see it. Oh, unfortunately for Chris, she's dropped short. This looks like a very big count. That looked like 5. We'll see what they put on the board. And I would not be surprised to see Cabra-Matta try and go T to T, but not quite that length this time. Once again, Jamie Lee, a very good start. Carol, a little long with the first one, but it's a very good home. Jamie, going to be pretty much the same as the first bowl, just under the line. Just go and raise it. Playing the last couple of bowls of their end, so that will update in just a moment as well. Just wait on them to update their scoreboard. Edelong leading 3-1 after 3 ends against Mount Lewis. I was saying 2, but it's actually 3 ends. Doesn't update till you actually click off the cell. Ellen covers the back bowl. Chris trying to draw, just going to fall a fraction short. Razor, last bowl of the head to play, I think it will be. Ellen probably looking to drop about a metre off her previous bowl. Still turning reasonably well out there. That one will come right back to the centre line. Good home. Just wonder whether South Tamworth may be better off just to take a punt and go on that forehand side rather than the backhand. Got a chance to play a little bit through. It's actually Disco with the last bowl. He's having a run. Can play forehand for South Tamworth. They've got the 2 bowls to sit on, only just over the draw. A little bit of room for error rather than having to dead draw around the shorter bowls. Tarrant Point. Setting the early running in that game. Fantastic effort from South Tamworth to be holding one. They want another one in that head. Well, good news is that it's bright and sunny in Foster, so positive for the 928 ladies booked in to go to the State Carnival. A lot of work going on with lots of host clubs. And the Tamworth ladies just proving it wrong that they could consider. On the other hand, that's a perfect draw from Carol White. Ellen may be tempted to play that forehand shot though. Good weight down, can get both of those bowls. Get a feather of her own, can get some results. We'll need to play swinging sort of weight, but the opportunity's there. Certainly in an attacking mode. Wants the inside of that bowl. Well, she's got her own up onto it. Still 2 to South Tamworth. Do you think Cabramatta actually picked up a 5 last end, but couldn't see the signal, so it's a great bowl from Chris Myers. Looking to bounce back from a big count last end, holding 3. I have forced Ellen to play backhand, maybe slightly overplay just to get a chance to sit on either of those bowls. But very precise combination needed, and she's just going to go around it. So South Tamworth chance to make a 4 here, really bounce back into this game, open their account. Do you think it is 6 to Cabra-Matta? We probably won't get a score update. is 6 to Cabra-Matta, and that'll be 3 to Tamworth. No update between Ettalong and Mount Lewis yet. Brett Spur and Darren Morrison playing their last bowls of that head at the moment. Rain just falling at the moment. Toucher from Carroll. Jamie Lee will draw a shot with that bowl. Good effort from Chris with her last. Not sure she's quite got in for shot. Ellen just slightly overplayed. Very good home. Big shout out to everyone watching on. Don't forget to like and share. And jump onto the previous broadcasts as well. Watch them through. Go through our reels, and you can even see our very favourite sport team member, Lee Stinson, playing a great shot when he was called in to play Platinum. Great bowl from Chris, gets second again. Lee Stinson, a big conversion shot. 500,000 views plus now on our Facebook reels on that video. Rumours that 430,000 of those are Lee watching it back for himself are just not true. It's more like 440. Ellen slightly overcorrected there. Great line, just dropped half a metre more than she needed to. Chance here for South Tamworth. Forehand. Yard of weight. Come down, sit the shot bowl, or just get the edge of that jack across to the right-hand side of screen. Little trail there. Big chance to make a treble. Just tell the Bull Ants that they really have to play well. Does not want that blue bowl, and just got it on the wrong side. Doesn't hurt their shot though. They can still play. Reaching forehand draw, might even make it so that they can sit that bowl and stay. Ideally, just flip that jack off the edge and then come off the edge of the blue and follow it across. Still available. Might be 3 down now. There's a little hole to go through underneath the shot bowl, but can also sit the blue. Looks to be on a pretty good line. Wants the edge of the jack and then the blue. Oh, she's got the blue, got second. Cabra may take the chances getting past the very short bowl now. Yep, that's the call from Ellen. Down to their own, get the edge and run in. Cover those up. If you do happen to turn your own in, it'll count. Come off the edge, you'll cover up the second. Have been informed this hand does not turn quite as much. Just gets the short one, makes that harder to come in on that hand now. No doubt, though, the South Tamworth girls, they'll be reaching on the forehand. They'll be looking to just turn that jack to the right of screen. If you're a little bit wide, you come through, sit on the blue bowls at the back, get good cover. If you're a little bit tight, you can sit the shot bowl. Really just drawing to just get to the blue bowls at the back. Maybe a metre to a metre and a half of arriving. Just enough to get good contact across, spit the jack through the hole into the 2 bowls at the right. Chris is on the forehand. It's looking pretty close. Wants it to hold up a bit longer. Got the shot bowl up and over and not quite stayed. Well, chances for both teams here. Don't forget, we do have the men's final coming up after this game. Semi-finals currently in progress. Score updates in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. The completion of this end, I'll do another little check and see if they've changed. Ellen's got a couple of chances here. Wants to sit on that shot bowl and run in. Oh, she's just missed. Only by a little bit. Excellent delivery, though. Just need to get around that one and stay. Does introduce a small element of danger for South Tamworth. Don't really want to run into Ellen's bowl. Could just roll theirs out once and leave them 2 down. But can draw a little touch. Could get as many as 3. If you're brave enough to risk punching the jack, you could get it straight down the line off the blue and across to the right and make 3. I wouldn't think that would be a particularly high percentage shot, because if you're a fraction tight, you punch onto Ellen's bowl and your own goes out. Diana not eating Mentos. I've had a little issue with the throat over the week. Managed to suck a bug in while trying to take an asthma spray earlier. Just given a little scratch on the inside of the throat. Diana Knowles has got it right. It's it's actually a certain brand of cream candy. Didn't pay me, so I won't mention them. I think that was 1 to the Bullants. Not going to play their last bowl. Maybe add a new end. Turn the score up by 1. Save and continue. Now they've swapped ends. We'll try and check the men's games for some score updates as well. Well, our scoreboard still shows Cabramatta 1, Tarrant Point 6 after 4 ends, and Ettalong 5, Mount Lewis 2 after 5 ends. We'll keep an eye on those boards as much as possible for you in between our action and our women's game. Fantastic start from Carol White on this 5th end. Fairly simple equation for Ellen here. Wants to just draw down with a little bit of weight, punch it straight through the hole. Goes from 2 down to probably 2 up. It's a long way to go in all games. Always better to get the start, but seen plenty of fight backs during this week. Oh, Chris just dropping that one a little bit short. Same bowl available for Ellen, or she can play the forehand around. Jamie Lee just giving the indication of jack high. Around that wide bowl, down another 1.5 meters or so. Can afford to just skirt the bowl and finish behind. A little bit on the quick side, we'll finish well behind. Two 8 on 6 now, Cabra-Matta and Tarrant Point. Still 5-2 on 5. Head along Mount Lewis. Jimmy, the greenkeeping staff in the background watching on. Been here early every morning, takes great pride in showing off the best surface available, even in the surrounds. A bit of grass verge between the greens and the clubhouse. Seeded them a couple of weeks ago, been mowing them every day so they look the absolute schmick, which they do. That's a good bowl or a good result, one of the two. Punches her own teammate in for shot. Very easy to tell here, the purplish bowls, South Tamworth, the blue Cabra-Matta. Oh, Jamie Lee's chasing this, but she's not quite got the width she wanted. South need another bowl in there. There's plenty of blue bowls sitting in around that jack. Another one in just to give him a little bit more breathing space. She's got her own shorter bowl again, and, well, it's not a bad position. It just takes away a little bit of the attacking ability that Ellen would have had before that. Could have played narrow down to try and sit the purple through. Maybe a chance to go fairly solid backhand, try and get a little split, or to go forehand and try and get the plant one onto the other. Bit of distance between, so would have to get it pretty much perfect. Get one purple onto the other. You may be able to get rid of them both. At least if you get one of them, it's out of the way, so I see a forehand with a little bit of a attacking flair. May also just elect to try and dead draw this. That's a little bit of speed being utilised. A few chances here. Well, got one of her own, but has got rid of the bowl that was in the way. Now important for Chris to get another one in. Don't give Ellen the chance to just turn that one out and make a couple. Chris has got last bowl. Always better know not to be under pressure with your last. That's a great effort. It might even be two. But Ellen has got the chance just to slightly overplay. Can get a winner off either South Tamworth bowl. I think Jamie just said it's only one. It's a touch of back of foot. She'll make three. Not sure which bowl she was indicating back there then. Yeah, they've got another one right at the back. Well, they've got a couple right at the back, so can be attacking. Jack right back is a count. Jack back at 30, 40 centimetres is a count. Can get a result off that wider one. Wants the edge, got the edge, but not enough. It's one at least to South Tamworth now. I think Chris has just got to try and draw to get, yeah, well, Carol says it's two. Just match your first one. Deliberately stay wide. Don't really want to touch it. Well, maybe you're giving the option to draw backhand just inside her own to the right of the centre line. Don't take the risk of trailing the jack. Danger is turning over. If you do cut it narrow, there's two Cabramatta bowls that are in the rolling zone. Any contact on those could bring them right up to the shot. So a bit of a shout out and good luck to all those who are competing in the Open State Pennants over the weekend. We do hope you manage to get all of your games in. Do know there is a bit of a threat of some unfavourable weather around the place. Backup plans for Illawarra Zone 16 pennants have been sent out. Games might be put off. And Chrissy stays wide. Was indicated as 2, and it's agreed as 2. Good score for South Tamworth. 2 shots the difference. 5 ends played. Oh, we've actually played 7, but the first end was killed twice, so... Check the men's scores at the completion of this end. The issue I have that my vision of the scoreboards is off the camera we're using to view the head right now, so we'll not shift it. Forget to throw your questions into the Facebook chat. Mary said, can we get an update? Board doesn't show the current score for the women's pairs game we're watching. Well, it was just a little bit out because I didn't quite catch the score that was made by Cabramatta, where it was 4 or 5. Says I could get a camera on the board. We updated that, so it should be absolutely spot on right now. And this one game that we are playing, you can view on the live scores on BowlsLink. The end-by-end scores being recorded through BowlsLink for our scoreboard. It's telling us it's completed. That means I've hit the wrong button. Should now come up with the correct end. A good correction from Carol White. She has shot. Jamie Lee, good position again. I think Crystal, yeah, she's playing forehand. Just wants to get in and around. Shout out to everyone watching on all over the place. People from all over New South Wales, Tasmania. I'm pretty sure we'll have our Bowls Tragic from Fife in Scotland on before too long as well. People in Canada. Fantastic to bring you these games through the Bowls New South Wales social channels on Facebook and YouTube. Beauty of YouTube is we've got a smart TV now. Most of them have the YouTube app. You can have Bowls New South Wales set to be able to go live from there. People from Port City watching on. Carol used to play at Port City as well. We will be coming to you live again this afternoon with the men's final. The semi-finals are in progress on this same green. We're using rings 8, 10 and 11. 8, 10 and 12 actually. Spread them out a little bit. We'll be moving over half a rink for the men's final this afternoon. We'll be on the centre line just to our right. Greenkeepers have asked if we can move in the middle of each day. No problems whatsoever. Just to spread out the wear and keep these greens in the immaculate condition they are, so that when our singles commences in a week's time, we'll be roaring to go. So you're going to opt to play backhand. Try and just get inside that second shot of Cabra. Well pointed, just going to run out of speed. That'll be the option for Jamie Lee as well. Get down on that backhand side. Got your own bowl just to run past. A couple of rolls on it will bring it in. Little touch could bring the back one in as well. Very close. Forces a change of hand for South Tamworth. It's well pointed again. I do think they might have just had a little bit of a drop in speed as this slight drizzle continues. Jamie Lee wants pretty much the same bowl again. Round her own. Good home, just out of the count. Matches that one at the back, quite importantly. A little bit of congestion on the way in there. I'm sure we're on the big screen now at South Tamworth Bowling Club. Shout out to anyone watching on at South Tamworth. Phil, Neville, the President Scott. I'm sure Sweens is out working at the moment. Wonderful club, great atmosphere at South Tamworth. I'm sure the Bowls Lounge at Cabramatta would be tuning in as well. Although they're only about 2 kilometres from here, a few of them might be in watching. Not many round the greens. I'd say most people are taking use of the lovely balcony straight above our commentary position in the dry. Maybe a nice cup of hot coffee in their hands. As Ellen Fife, I'll keep correcting myself there, plays an absolute wonderful bowl through that gap. That'll be 2 to the Bull Ants. Chrissy, a little bit of an attacking line, just wants a bit of fortune. Does not want the blue bowl, and good miss, just underneath. Gave herself a chance to score there, a couple of their own to promote. Els, she'll just try to play pretty much exactly the same bowl, drop into the hole, make it a count of 3, but she's just dragged this one a little bit across, maybe a bit of good fortune. Oh, well, may have snuck through the hole. Could be as many as 4. It's 2 for sure. Don't think the front one gets in, but the back one might just get there. Tell the green's damp. Jamie's just put the bowls cloth down to kneel on. Keep the knees from getting too wet. Might be some bragging rights on offer here. Well, South does see there is a crowd gathering to cheer the girls on. The weather in Tamworth, brilliant. Did think that was a 2 signal. Not that demonstrative. Just wonder whether it's Phil or Nev that's giving us the update from South Tamworth. Oh, no update on the Tarrant Point board as yet. The Lions have just caught up a little bit. It's 6-4 after 7 in the other match. Oh, Jamie, confident, left the toucher mark on. Els has got to do a little walk up to remove it. Conditions not perfect. Fantastic correction from Jamie. And I'm sure there's some excited family members of the Worsnop family watching on. Dad Graham, also a very keen bowler. Probably nowhere near in the quality of a bowler as his daughter, but has been heavily involved in administration in the game for quite a number of years in the Sydney southwest area. Keen former member of Kemps Creek, Cabra-Matta. And catches a few fish too. Did share his bounty with me one day. He dropped in on the way home from down the coast and gave me a few fish. Very much appreciated. Family loved it. Willing this one on, finished in a very good home. Oh, Chris just turned that head over a little bit. Still 2 to Cabramatta. I think Ellen will be looking just to change this head up a little bit. That looks a pretty inviting target. Confident draw down. A little bit of contact on her own bowl would be ideal, just to roll off it, cover the jack up. Just under the line, we'll see Chrissy being confident draw to it and get her own. Ideally, you're looking to sit the shot bowl, just tuck that jack away before Cabramatta can. At the moment, the Cabra girls is a good shot to play backhand, get the edge of the South Tamworth bowl and roll their own onto the jack, hide it away behind their two bowls to the left of screen. Chris is just going to be a little bit on the short side. I think Jamie Lee will persist underneath that bowl. Maybe come to the right-hand side of the mat just to improve the angle a bit. Just depends whether they believe they can get underneath that last Chris Myers bowl. Do you think it's worth the risk? They may opt to play forehand draw, though, a little bit tighter on that hand. Just try and get to their own and change it up. We're going to draw to cover. Pretty good home. I mean, South Tamworth will be playing something fairly similar, just to be up to the head. Little narrow line's not too bad. Can get a winner off Jamie Lee's bowl, which is the middle of the three blue. Just pulled that one a little bit narrow. There may be an opportunity here with that back bowl for Cabra to turn it over to the other side. I'm only going to try and cover again. Just depends on how attacking you want to be, what you're backing your opposition to be able to play, what you think you've got the best chance of getting a good result with. Oh, into their own is okay. Probably wanted to be a little bit further up. Carol. Big bowl on this end. Cabramatta probably holding two. Not sure about the third and fourth. Really wants to get here. Not quite got the speed required. Oh, interesting choice here for Ellen. Does she be defensive or attacking? I think Jamie's saying that jack back is big for us. I may elect to play forehand and narrow, trying to get rid of the purple bowl, knowing that if they do sit on their own and just chip that jack back, even to the tee, they could be holding a few. If you just slightly narrow and get the right-hand edge of the shot bowl, that jack should pop to the left of screen a little bit. So you're not really looking for too much weight. Maybe back to the tee, 2 metre light mark. If you get the purple bowl flush with that, you're going to be laying 5. Get the inside edge of your own, probably get a piece of the jack and improve your lay as well. Very well pointed from Ellen. He's got that attacking type line. Wants the purple clean. He's got the inside run. And, well, that's a big result. Cabra holding as many as 5. Chrissy, I don't think the draw shot's on here. It's be up, be hard. crash into those, get some sort of result, but needs to still take some grass. Can't get the little favourable rub that L's got, but L had every chance there. I do think it's a backhand shot for Cabramatta now. Again, you want to get a little toucher. Just hide that jack. Be confident, up on the backhand. Move it in behind your own bowls. Well, you're looking at forehand, but I honestly believe you play backhand to your own bowls. If you move that jack in behind, yeah, and that's exactly what Jamie's saying. Contact on the shot bowl's going to punch it, the other one across, still going to count. You're just drawing, maybe not quite to the tee, but if you just draw underneath, little chip on that jack, just enough to move it 20 centimetres or so, you may even bring the back one into count. Do probably give a little more room for Chris to draw, but you do take away that backhand runner that is, well, it's very open now. I think if we were watching a disco or a teasy play the last bowl of this head, it would be just an absolute smack into those, get rid of it, kill it. Ellen is playing backhand under the front purple, down to their own bowls. Any contact's good. Got to get around that one. What's going underneath? The weight was superb. Just slightly underdid the turn. So Chris will attack. No option here. 5 down. Get into it. Don't mind the weight. If she's, well, I don't mind the line if she's got the weight, but needed to be very positive, and that was just on draw weight. 5 shots to Cabramatta. Well, I always say it's the big numbers that hurt you, and a couple of big counts to Cabramatta is the difference in this match so far. They jump out to a 14-shot to 5 lead after 7 ends. 2 counts of 5. Apart from that, it's 5-4. So we will update our men's scores at the completion of this end. This end we are using camera number 1 to view the head. That is the one that I've been using to do the scores as well, so can't quite catch him with the side camera. The structures tend to be in the way. Jamie Lee a little bit shy with the first. A little unfortunate for Carol. Crashes into Jamie's short bowl. I think she might have finished just a tad short as well. Decent correction here. Right down to the jack. Still a little under the line. Good home though. That bowl was in the calculations last end. So anything within the yardstick, very good. And don't forget, it's your last chance this weekend to get your tips in for the P&O Cruises Platinum Pennant Tipping Competition. Jump on the Bowls New South Wales website. That's bowlsnsw.com.au. When you're on there, point your mouse at events. First drop-down item here there is Platinum Pennant. check out all the details of the competition, including the last 2 rounds coming up and the schedule for the final series. 2 weeks' time from today, we'll be at Warilla, starting to get ready. 2 evening matches to kick it off, 6 p.m. starts. Afternoon, evening on Saturday, to be down to the final on the 19th of May on the Sunday, 10 a.m. Absolutely assured of some cracking matches there as well. Well, Jamie's showing us that Cabra Bowls is the home of the Bullants. Good bowl from Ellen Ryan. Just sort of feel that the Cabramatta girls are starting to take control here, and a couple of counts of 5 really helping their cause. Five more to go onto that board that's visible behind Chris Myers. Both Carol and Chris would be in the run for selection in the New South Wales senior side. Reminder that if you think you've got what it takes to be selected for New South Wales, expressions of interest close today. Jamie Lee just looking to get inside the South Tamworth bowl. Done that very well, toucher. Answer Carol, just to draw down to that bowl. They do have a good second. Very close. Just a little bit on the wide side, but probably happy with that's going. I may have even deliberately, well, I think she may have deliberately gone down there just to protect in case South Tamworth attack backhand. That jack out there could well have spelled a 3 or 4 count against them. A smart bowl to cover that up, as it is Chris Myers down to this head, got her own bowl, gets the inside own bowl, can turn it up. Just not quite got the speed. Another 2 feet. Could have pushed her own onto the jack. The only danger is that you get a piece and it catches on the shot bowl and pushes it back. So I do feel there's a good chance to get rid of that bowl and make a count. Just don't want the jack. If you felt you could do it, there is an opportunity to go pretty quick. Backhand between the two short blue bowls. Rip the shot out. If you can get it just right, you may even come off and get all of the Cabramatta bowls that are close and leave yourself 4. You need a little bit of a lucky result, but chance there. Not sure Chrissy's got that speed on her upshot though. She's not got the speed on this one either. Going to crash the short bowl. It's one more to Cabra-Matta. They're just strangling this game away. We'll leave a little picture-in-picture on the current position for just a sec. Although the lead's still playing, so we might just drop it off. Jamie a little short with her opening bowl, just looking for a good yard and a half. Done that pretty well, draws the shot. Carol needs probably another half a yard, 50 centimetres or so. Yards just, cricket pitch was 22 yards, it's just over 20 metres. Good home at the back. Chris, draw around her teammate's bowl. Can get down nicely around that one to the jack. If you're a little bit tight, you get to turn it in. Ellen, of course, now will play the forehand. I guarantee I sound much worse than I am. Good bowl from Ellen Ryan. Made 3. Forces a change of hand. It's now clear in that hand, though, for South Tamworth. They can play just to reach, slightly overplay the draw. With a bit of rain around, it's probably not a bad shot. Fortunately, though, the rain has stopped coming down. Fantastic bowl. Just looking to draw down to the South Tamworth bowl. Can afford to be a little bit narrow here. Just going to be back towards the tee. But Cabramatta can be afford to be a little bit narrow because they can sit on the shot bowl or just take that jack back and across to the right of screen. Is a decent result. Their own bowl's waiting. Carroll, slightly narrow line. Might be very useful. Done a great job as just tightened that up on Cabramatta. Jamie Lee needs to draw to the shot bowl. You can see Ellen willing that one out. There is a little fade off that one, but just too narrow for that. May have got in for second. Looking very closely at it. Draw shot is the instruction. Decent line. Chrissy's willing it in though. We'll get back towards the centre line. Just got a little bit extra weight on it. It's carried it through. They've got the best two at the back now. Long and Mount Lewis have exchanged counts of 1. There's an update on Razor's board. Just got to wait. Oh, there's a body in the way at the moment. Can't see through Bow. Fairly narrow line. Got a couple of chances here, though. Got rid of one of the bowls. Just a question of who's got shot now. Good thing for Ellen with one bowl left. She's got 4 of the closest 5. Chris is on her way down. Carroll's decided to stand on the centre line and wheel this one in. Not going to be quite as effective. Maybe a decent block, but there is a shot on the backhand for Ellen if she wants to try and rip that purple bowl out. They've got the next, well, they've got the next stack. Gets rid of that. Even if she takes her own, there'll be at least 3. Don't know that she's quite gone wide enough to get under. So it'll be probably 1 to South Tamworth. Can have a look and see who's got it. Chance for Christine, though. She can draw forehand, beat her own bowl and make sure of it. I think this one's quite got the width required either. We'll just throw a quick tape on this. Check what the correct score is. One shot to South Tamworth. Just shorten this length up a little bit. The green's just dropped a little bit of speed. Gav did tell us it was running around 15 to 15 and a half before play started, but we did have a little bit of a drizzle for maybe an hour or more, which just would have taken that little bit of sting out of that green speed. Harold looking for a metre or so on her previous bowl. Just gone the metre wider, not faster. Jamie, very little correction needed. Has got just a bit more speed, so very good home. 2 bowls, 1 close, just short, 1 past. Great leading. Two shots to Cabra-Matta as the head stands. Great to have you on board. If you have just joined us, we're coming to you live from Cabravale Diggers. It's the final of the Champion of Club Champions in the women's pairs. Is our feature match. Adjacent to us, we have 2 rinks in action. That's the semi-finals of the men's Champion of Champion pairs. We'll have a little bit of a break at the conclusion of this game. We'll start a new stream and we'll bring you the men's final this afternoon. Weather here, well, it's not unplayable. It's not too bad. It's just a little unpleasant. 1.5 millimetres or so of rain overnight. Greens started off running around about the 15. Probably dropped down a little bit as we've had a little bit of drizzly rain for an hour or so just as the players started. You can see the rain jackets are off now, so it has stopped. Hopefully the rain stays away for the rest of the day. We're having a great game. Cabramatta just got the edge at the moment. They've picked up a couple of 5s. Really has been the difference. 10 shots in 2 ends. And always said it's the big numbers that hurt you. Jamie Lee Worsnop, Ellen Fife playing Carol White and Chris Myers. Been a fantastic tournament so far. And we really do say thank you to our host clubs. Cabravale Diggers, of course, our main host club for 23-24 Champion of Champions. We'll be back here in a week and a couple of days for the singles version of the Champion of Club Champions. And, of course, this singles winner gets to go to the Nationals for the National Champion of Champions and potentially on to World. Cabramatta holding a few on this end now. Great effort from Carol White. She can get shot, but she's gone very close. We are watching a couple of Jackaroos superstars. Ellen Ryan, of course, dual Commonwealth Games gold medalist. Jamie Lee, now a fixture, playing in the front end of the Jackaroos games as well. And they're taking on the current New South Wales Senior Women's Pairs champions. Carol and Christine won the final at West Dubbo Bowling Club on the 22nd of March. They beat Colleen Starr and Joan Thomas in the final, 21-16. So Cabramatta still holding a good count. Although that is a very good attempt from Chris Myers. Just rolled their own bowl out a little bit, though. Just wonder whether Jamie will call Ellen to play on her backhand just over the draw, try and push that one through. It is short of jack high, so a little bit of danger there, but their own bowl on the narrow side can turn that up onto the jack. Big result available. It'll almost be in a maximum count if they can edge that purple one right out of the head. Wants to get down a bit quicker than that. Just made it a little bit more difficult. Tough shot here now for Chris. If I do occasionally resort to using Ellen's maiden name of Ryan, I do apologise. It is a little bit of a number of years we've been referring to Ellen as Ryan. Of course, now Ellen Fife. Married very recently. The Toast of Goulburn. Started her bowling career in the Goulburn Railway Bowling Club. Of course, now plays out of Cabra-Matta. Has for a few years. Cabra very generous and supportive to their bowlers. And we do acknowledge that the mega super clubs, as people like to refer to them, do provide an income and employment for our Jackaroo stars that allows them to chase the dreams and bring glory to the Australians. Well, good effort from Chris again. Just needed a little more running. Well, are they going to be satisfied with the count they have now, or is she going to take it on? Can play. Good weight under her own shortish bowl. Big piece of the purple takes it right through, but if you can get underneath and roll the blue, get the right contact. If you get it slightly inside, it'll go onto the purple, or if you get it right in the middle, it goes to the jack, and there's a big stack of bowls waiting there for that jack to move back just a few turns. She is going to take on that backhand side. Stalking it, that's wide. I don't think that'll come back quickly enough. Wants it to stay out wide now. No damage. It is a count to Cabramatta. Didn't quite see the signal, but we can keep an eye on the scoreboard as one of the skippers will go to update that very soon. Well, we'll hope they'll update the scoreboard soon. I've got the camera sitting on it for them to do it. Oh, we might just add a couple on. Well, they're not going to look after us, so we'll just add 2 on. Hopefully that's close, but I've got no idea whether it was 2, 3 or 4. Or just the one. Good start from Jamie. Well, the players actually fooled me. They'd already put the score on, so 16-6 on 10 is actually correct. He's showing end 11 on our scoreboard. That's the end in progress. 10 played. That's what I have. Let's just see if we can fix that by... Well, it's now showing the end in progress for some reason. We can handle that. the players did fool me. They'd already put the one on. 16-6 is our correct score. See if we can get updates on the other two games for you now. Head along. Well, they're quietly running away now from Mount Lewis. Picked up 5 shots in 2 ends to lead 13-6 after 13 ends. Cabramatta 5-10 on 10 is still showing on Ray Pearce's board. We do see Razor on that shot playing his last bowls. The zeros on these boards are a little difficult to see. Cabra-Matta holding 2 on our feature game. Jamie looks pretty well pointed. Just wants to get down and stop there. Not too bad at home, splitting those 2 purple South Tamworth bowls. A little difficult here. There's just a bit of traffic for South Tamworth to get through. No problems for Cabra-Matta. They can run into those bowls without any issues at all. Might not be an update coming to that board all that quickly. It's not the last ones there delivering. Well, that one may well have just snuck into the count. Playing the backhand, wants to get through a bit of traffic. I'm not sure that one will come back far enough out there. That hand not quite turning as much as the others. Can turn a road in. Well, don't know if it's got it far enough in for shot. Might still be 1 or 2 down. Ellen through her own bowls, can get a little turn on them. Has got the crash on the shorter one, run into, Carol says it's 2 down. I do think, even though she's got to change hands, the 4 hands is a better option. You beat that bowl on the side, you'll nearly well count. Beat the bowl at the back, you'll be close to counting as well. Halve it in the jack. Chris Myers lining up forehand. Couple down, wants to get this one in to keep in touch with this match. It's not too badly pointed. Got some speed. Just going to die past the back one, so it's probably 2 to the bull ants. Oh, just a 1 signalled by the looks of that. change on Razor's board. Ellen's got the toe on the tee. Maximum distance wanted, not far off it. Fantastic opening bowl from Jamie Lee Worsnop. So Carol White really needs to be down to this head. Finish behind if you're to miss. Going to be a little bit short. That was why they've lengthened this out just to try and nail home their advantage. They do feel that, I'm sure they do practice tee to tee very regularly. It's a good yard and a half on a previous bowl. Really want to try and get to the shot. If you do get contact is good, but crashes into the short, just adds a little congestion. Oh, has turned their opponent up. That makes it a bit better for South Tamworth. Do you think with the little bit of rain around, they're better off to try and play a bit through the head? Contact on their own now could very well get them shot. The other advantage is trying to play that little bit back to the tee even. You miss that bit long, you're in a very good home. You try and dead draw, drop short there. That bowl is not effective. It's not going to come into the count at all. Can't see that jack going back up the green the way the head is now. Cabra will turn it over. Leave the bowl sitting there for the opposition to play. Can also, if they're a bit tight here, got their own bowl to turn up to the jack or draw back to the tee for the cover. Bowls is not always about playing the spectacular pretty shot. Sometimes it's just being there or thereabouts, building that head up, making it hard for your opponent. Twelve ends in. Actually, we are playing end number 12, so 11 have been completed. Good point. Just going to finish back at that tee. Very good home. Chris just showing Carol Jack high. They need to be just punching into this head a little bit. Desperately need something around the tee just to make it so that Cabramatta can't turn their own onto the jack and collect a count of 3 or more. Make that a little bit harder. There is a nice path inside that bowl, down to the shot bowl, just around to draw the tee. Amy just needs to hold a little bit longer. We go underneath the line required. Plus has been a little bit on the timid side. Won't change the shot for South Tamworth. Indication is draw in. I think they need to make sure they reach. Risk going a little narrow. Luck starts when you reach the head. Carroll's got speed here. Got plenty on that. Going to turn Cabra-Matta back further. May give him a good indication now to play down to that bowl. Also gives Ellen the chance to roll her own onto that. I don't think Ellen will even bother there. She's thinking we've got a good one shot. Let's just load up the back and make it as hard as possible for South Tamworth. Got an 11-shot lead with 10 ends left to play. This is end number 12. 11 completed. Good pathing through there. Just under that, around. Loaded up that back area again. Don't mind the indication there from Carroll is behind Jack. Just down to the blue bowl at the back. You get your own. You've got a chance just to get half a roll out of the Cabramatta shot bowl. Do that, you may well end up with 2. Just need to reach. And Cabramatta's tactic of rolling the jack tee to tee, paying off. Doesn't change Ellen Ryan's shot, or Ellen Fife, I should say. Please forgive me. It's indoctrinated training. Remember, Ellen is the up-and-coming junior. Again, just a little bit short. Needs to turn this head around. Into the position where they really do need to chase a few shots. Fairly risk-free way to try and attack here. Just needs to hold on around those, but it's going to collapse into the shorter bowls. One further shot to the Blents. Nine ends remaining. It's 12 shots the difference. The scoreboard has decided that we'll show the end that's in progress. I think it's because I accidentally added an extra end on. It's been deleted, but yeah. just a little recovery on their men's semi-final against Tarrant Point. 2 shots the difference, 12 played. Scoreboard in the other still showing 13-6 after 13. It's Darren Morrison. No, that's Emmy Palmer on the mat now, so there's still a couple of bowls left to go, probably on the 15th end over there. Two great opening efforts from Jamie. Jamie and Disco, of course, partners. It could be a family affair victory should Cabramatta win both finals. Or will Ellen have, will Jamie have the bragging rights at home? Time will tell. South Tamworth, after a bright start, they're just fallen behind a little bit here. The longer length seems to have caught them a little. Don't forget to give us a shout out, like us, join in the YouTube discussion. Do hope everybody's enjoying our coverage, and don't forget the men's final coming up this afternoon. We will we'll have a little break between the two. I'm sure the greenkeepers will want to throw the roller over the green in between games. We will be moving centre lines for the next game just to get a fresh little patch of grass where the mats are going to be placed. Done that every day. Great shot from Christine. Really needed to turn this head around, and she's done it very well. Pop this one down right onto the jack. So we'll watch that again. Chris Myers, couple down on the head, couple down on the game, wants to turn this head around, plays the slightly overweighted shot right down to the jack, gets the little contact on the shot bowl and runs off, sits the jack perfectly. Wonderful bowl. It's Carol White now to play down on the backhand side. Fairly well pointed from Jamie Lee. Wants the shot bowl. Just turn it straight onto the jack. A little unlucky. Cabramatta, very good head position there. They've got the next, well, probably the next 4 to 5. Carol White, pretty critical to get another one in there because Ellen's very likely to take advantage of this backhand draw just around those bowls. Really, she's got weight to get back to the line of the jack. As long as her weight's good, she's got a chance to get in and cut this down. Very good shot. Blocks off access to the shot bowl directly. There is still a chance for Ellen to play with a little bit of attacking flair. Their own toucher sitting just short of jack high out to the right. Can get the edge of that straight in onto the shot bowl. They've got the next couple as well then. Even a little run onto the jack will carry it back for a couple. No doubt we'll be seeing just a little bit of attack here. Nothing to lose, everything to gain. Wants it to swing down onto their own, off that onto the shot bowl. Jamie's interested. Got the edge of their bowl. Just going to turn it one roll closer to the jack. Probably needed another 2 feet of weight and just a fraction less grass. South Tamworth, not a lot to look at here. Plenty of congestion. Try and swing either side of the short bowl. Get another one in that head. Chris Myers. Tough ask here, but she's just got a... Yeah, she's gone wide on the mat. Let's just change that angle a little bit to make sure she can get around the shortish bowl. And then right down near the jack line, cover up the Cabra bowls behind the head. Oh. So we're watching on at Mount Lewis. Big shout out to Josh Berry and the team for their work in organising the qualifying matches played there through the week. Very good feedback. Blokes gave Fergo a good rap for his work at St John's Park over the week. Tiger, Tony Wood and Gav Holburn, Cody Packer at Marylands put in a big effort, also coordinating the hosting at Guildford, the club owned and operated by Marylands, Club Marylands, home of the Magic. And of course at Cabramatta, Nick Cahill, bowls organiser there with Benny Moorthorpe. Probably even young Bailey might have put his finger in as well, especially if there was a bucket of snakes around for him to jump into. Got a full bucket of snakes here, and Bailey's obviously not been here. Shout out to those watching on the Gold Coast. Of course, the Gold Coast will play host to a massive festival of bowls in mid-June. The Australian Open on again, once again setting records. Andrew Howie and the team at Bowls Australia do a fantastic job with that event. No doubt, once again, they will do a sensational game. Those watching on at Maitland City, Trevor Solomons, good morning to you. Do you understand what DJ says yet? And if you don't mind DJ Dilworth, can understand the Irish lilt, check out his and Simon Little's What a Load of Bowls podcast, available on several platforms, including Spotify. Actually quite enjoyed a couple of their recent rambles. Just good discussion points, a little bit of discussion about bowls in and around the state. One to South Tamworth, just keeps them in the loop. 13 ends played. Well, it looks like Edelong may well have picked up a 4 on that 14th end. 8-12 on 14. Cabra-Matta trail Tarrant Point. Just get across the other board with using our middle camera. Hopefully I can see it. $6.18 after 12 is our board. Got to go a bit further over to get the other one. $7.16 after 14 is correct. Head along. Sorry, 17.6 after 14, correct. So, buoyants have gone ditch, well, T to T. If I call it ditch to ditch, the albatross will find another reason to pick on me. Quite rightly, you can't put the mat in the ditch or the jack in the ditch to start. Put the jack in the ditch, they send it back. We're playing end number 14. It's 13 completed. Our scoreboard is showing the end in progress. Cabra holding 2, but a little bit of room here for Chris Myers to draw down. Made sure she's up. Going to finish in behind. The Tamworth girls probably aware that they just fallen short in the last couple of ends. Ellen, watching this one intently, just wants to get around Jamie Lee down to the jack. Don't really want the contact with that speed. Little slide's okay. Chris on the mat now. Drop 2 metres off a previous bowl. She'll nearly get right back to the jack. Just a little bit too much correction. Chrissy's just said got used to going last. Ellen doesn't need much different from a previous. May want to put another foot or so, get back to the tee. Be happy to get that extra metre or two and cover those 2 at the back, though. Good home, very good home, with 3 South Tamworth bowls lurking in that back catching area. Today, the last day of our Champion of Club Champions pairs. Our women's final in progress now. Cabramatta, a good lead, playing end number 13 over South Tamworth. In the men's semi-finals going on the same green, we've got Tarrant Point taking on Cabramatta. Tarrant Point leading that one, and Ettalong leading Mount Lewis. Our current state pairs champions, Mount Lewis, Ben Winther and Brett Spur, and our current state senior women's pairs champions in Carol White and Chris Myers playing on this green. And little rub and goes through, does Carol. The final, the men's pairs, will be this afternoon. We're scheduled at 1 o'clock. We may start a little bit earlier should these games be completed and we're ready to go. Currently 11:05 and about 8 ends to go, so we should be finished a little bit after 12, so we should be underway pretty close to time, maybe even a few minutes early. We'll see. The players will be keen to get out if the weather's good, just to make sure if there is a bit of showers coming that they're finished up before they do arrive. Tomorrow we're scheduled to have a Platinum Pennant game from 2. We'll see how that goes. May need a change of venue. We'll see. Sunday from 10. Again, with the weather forecast, there is a few contingency plans being worked out that may change a venue or time. We'll announce that as soon as we're able to. Wet weather does play havoc with bowls, of course. The surfaces of beautiful manicured grass. It's not just a question of whether you can play, it's whether you can play without causing significant damage. And at this time of the year, we're coming into the colder season. Not much growth between now and, well, even October. So don't want to take too many risks with the greens, especially if there's a covered artificial surface that is available and able to take the game. Next week, we have the Women's State Carnival underway from Foster on Monday morning. We'll be bringing you the final series, we hope, weather permitting, Thursday and Friday next week. Saturday and Sunday will be a little break. The Platinum Pennant rounds completed this weekend. Our top 5 and finalists will be determined. Great bowl from Chris. Trails it back for 2. Yes, our Platinum Pennant finalists will be determined after this weekend. They're playing from 6 p.m. on the 17th, Friday night at Warilla, Saturday afternoon and evening, and then Sunday morning the grand final on the 19th of May. But the 4 days before that commences, we're back here at Cabra-Matta Diggers for the champion of Club Champions singles. Platinum finishes, and we lead into the men's and women's Division 1 to 4 pennant finals right around the state. We plan to bring you the Division 1 men's and ladies finals from Charlestown. We finish up there and head back into the Sydney again. Northmead and Dundas playing host to Senior Interzone Sides Championship and Interzone Sides Championship. And we'll be broadcasting there from Northmead Bowling Club, NBC Sports. Well, South Tamworth holding 3 shots here. Ellen Fife, last bowl of the head. Good track down to the jack. How's her speed? She's not quite sent it. So for South Tamworth fans, give a big cheer. They've picked up a 3. Gets them back to within 8 shots. 14 ends played, 2/3 of the game gone, 7 remaining. Our on-screen scoreboard does say end number 15. That's the end in progress. Good shot of Ellen's cap. Because our camera at that end is positioned directly above the scoreboard. Would you have guessed that from that shot? Well, if you're an Adelong fan, or you're a Darren Morrison or Hemi Palmer fan, good news for you. They've edged a little bit further ahead of Mount Lewis. 15 ends gone. They're up by 13 shots. 13 shots in 6 ends. Fairly commanding. Better not declare him a winner, because that's not how it works. Still 6 ends to go. Point just edged a little further ahead too. It's 8:14. Still showing 14 ends on the board, so I'm not sure whether ends haven't changed or they had them up early, or I've just misread it, but 8:14 after 14 is what's showing on their scoreboard. Just have a slight pause. Technical issue to attend to. Back now. Hope you didn't feel too lonely with a little bit of silence. People watching on from the ACT cheering on Hemi Palmer, who of course has had a stint down there. Former Illawarra junior. Jamie just going to run through. May have been looking for a slightly tighter line, try and push the purple bowl through and stay for a count. Important for South Tamworth, for Carol here. Got her own 2 bowls to turn up. Just wants to get the outside of that and roll it in. Very well played. Not quite got the width. Has got a chance to run her own bowl up. Oh, it's not what she was playing for, but they'll take it. Very well played with the weight. No celebration, just a little, yeah, well, good weight. Good result. Doesn't leave a lot for the South Tamworth players to really play. Can't afford to just tap that. Goes back to the Cabra-Matta bowl at Carol White's feet. With a big weight, could actually get good contact and send it right back to their own. Danger is that they get their own bowl out without getting any contact. Might be a bit unlucky to do that. Carol standing on the centre line, unfortunately. Need the centre line police to just go out and give her a reminder. They are quite well aware of it. We were talking to them before the game started. Had watched back their previous. We're going to endeavour to remember as much as possible. They are playing a state final. We do not expect them to be thinking about anything but the bowls they're playing. We're not going to disturb them any more than we absolutely have to. Chris is going to be under the line. Oh, it's just moved over for us. Good effort from Ellen. One more to Cabramatta. 15 ends played. They now lead 19 shots to 10. Quite going with the T to T. The Lance probably feel they're just not got quite the hang of that either. They do have the advantage on the medium length. Did get quite a good result out of playing the longer. Good start for Jamie. Very well bowled from Carroll. Just going to run through for second. Great home. Jamie Lee will stick with her own hand though. Down to her own bowl. That one's behind so she can draw with confidence. Just failed to send it quite as much as she'd like. So we will have a slight break once this match has completed. We don't have anywhere near enough cable to reach the men's games, unfortunately, so we will terminate at the completion of this game, and then we'll be bringing you the men's final this afternoon. Likely to commence maybe even a little bit earlier than 1. Certainly we'll try and get them out on the green at about 12:30, 12:40. Around 7 or 8 ends left. Expect them to be finished maybe 35 minutes time. I think there's a couple of ends to go on our men's scores, which we'll check at the completion of this end. I'm playing end number 16 here. Was just able to do a little update of one end on one of the boards. Tarrant Point Cabra still showing the same score as previous. Just one more to Mount Lewis in one further end in their clash with Edelong. Wants this one to get right back. It's probably one shot to South Tamworth with the purple bowl just short on the centre line. Jamie just wanting to swing right back and draw in. Good effort. Don't think it's in. Just a little bit wide from Carroll. So they'll cross over with the skips to play their last bowls on this end number 16. 15 ends completed, 19-10 in favour of Cabramatta over South Tamworth. That's Jamie Lee Worsnop and Ellen Ryan. playing Carol White and Chris Myers. It's the final of the Women's Champion of Club Champions pairs. Coming to you live from Cabra Diggers Bowling Club. Here, well, sort of halfway between Cabramatta and Canleyvale. I think the official address is Canleyvale, but Cabramatta Station just a few hundred metres away. Ellen, draw down, wants to just get around her own, drop in for shot. Pretty much like this. Set that one. I think that might have just snuck in. Well, if it was the Saturday morning shook run, you might be looking to play a bit narrow on the forehand and push that purple bowl right through for a big count. Don't know whether that's the right shot in a state champion or club champions pairs semi-final, especially not now. Just looking for one, especially leading by 9, playing the 16th end, only 5 more after this. Push it out to a 10-shot lead and you're not comfortable but confident. Just wants that to turn a little more. Nothing much more than a draw here for South Tamworth, and that's why Ellen would have just tried to draw. Didn't want to open the opportunity for any chance to do anything but get a single to her opponents. Just keep them on that back foot. Not too badly pointed, but just gets the feather to slow her down and hold her out. We'll put the tape on to work out who's got what. See how many shots it is. I'm going to check a few of them. That one's not in. This one will be close. And not in. Nope. That one likely to be shot, I think. Yep, 1 to Cabramatta. Just easing that lead out. Now reaching 20. 10 shots in front. 16 ends played. Our board says end 17. That's the end about to be played. Mount Lewis has picked up a 1 on the end 17th end. Edelong lead by 11 with 4 ends left to play in that men's semi-final. A little bit tighter in the other. Cabramatta's picked up 3 shots in 2 ends to trail 11-14 after 16. So 3 shots the difference between Cabramatta and Tarrant Point. And bad news is the weather not liking us again. Another shower of rain coming over. A little bit unpleasant out there. Certainly still playable. Good news is our highly technical camera covers are in place, so we should be able to bring you a game without the interruption we did experience yesterday. Quite a heavy shower of rain. We did have to bring our cameras in just to protect them. Not completely waterproof. Will resist a shower, but it got quite heavy yesterday. Jamie Lee, backhand draw. A quick shot of our camera there. Very technical. It's a cardboard box with a garbage bag over the top, taped over to cover the electronic parts, covers the ports on the back and covers the main body of the camera. Super Coach Carl Healy watching on. So if you are a manufacturer of Perspex products, or the modern day replacement of the polymethyl methacrylate items, and you think you can design something fantastic and promote your business through us, get in touch. Did have one of the robotics teams lined up to build us something, only unfortunately every time we've had an availability to pass on a camera to get covered, they've been off competing in world championships. Ellen Fife, great bowl. They're just showing the where's, and the signal of one up from Jamie was actually not quite correct. It was one to South Tamworth because they played first. Just correct that on your board. It'll jump back to 1911. It's 16 ends played, end number 17 in progress. I think it's gone that way because I added an end twice. When I deleted it, it kept the end in progress number. Great bowls from Ellen, covers the back. Conditions not ideal, certainly playable. Rain's just got a little heavier in the last minute or so. The weather coming in from the east today. Not sure whether we'll be fully lucky. That is quite a heavy shower going over the city of Sydney on the radar. Certainly down towards the Illawarra between Helensburgh and Wollongong, some hefty showers. Up around the northern suburbs of Sydney, Terry Hills, up towards the Central Coast, bottom end, some showers coming through, quite a bit off the coast. Hopefully that peters out as it comes over and we get nothing more than the nuisance spit. Bureau. Down sort of to the left. Bottom. Two-thirds of the way down the page, you can see Homebush and Bankstown. You can see the showers all off the coast, a little bit north of us. Hopefully they stay away from here. He's just enough to be unpleasant out there now. Almost enough for a player to revert to an umbrella. Cabramatta holding a count, just hiding in behind Carol those bowls. Ellen looking to add on the forehand side. Just about be a killer blow to pick up a big multiple here. 8 shots the difference. 5 ends left to play. That'll be down to 4 at the completion of this end. Currently holding a few. Wants good contact. Just going to get a little glancing blow. Ellen's last bowl counted. She won't look to do too much different. Maybe just a little narrower, cover up the draw in. Cabra love to get a big count. They'd be happy to get anything on this end. Could be holding as many as 5. This could be 6. Well, I think that'll just get in. Might need to wrap the tape around. It's 3 for sure. That one's conceded as the 4th. The front one will probably be 5. Might just need to put the tape around and check the other 3. Don't think the back right of Ellen's will count. The light blue, I think that one will be just out. I think the front one's in. That one's conceded. Back one and just out the other one, so 5. Well, that's a bit of a body blow for South Tamworth. Stretches it out to 24-11, 13 shots the difference. 4 ends left to play. Really does make it pretty tough to recover from there against quality opposition. See if I can get our middle camera to check the men's boards for you. Maybe. 11, 14, 16 still showing for Cabra-Matta, Tarrant Point, and still 18 ends showing on the other. So Mount Lewis have picked up a single to trail by 10 shots with 3 to play to Edelong. Edelong in the driver's seat. Close contest between Tarrant Point and Mount Lewis. Decent start from Jamie, but I think it's Carroll's just got the edge at the moment. Seventeen ends completed, playing end number 18. 4 to go, 13 shots the difference. And rain's just getting a little heavier, unfortunately. If we do get a downpour and we can't play this afternoon, we'll look at who's involved in this match and whether we can change venues this afternoon or reschedule to another date. We will play if we possibly can, of course. Conditions stay like this, it'll be unpleasant but playable. There's a covered green just about 2 kilometres away. Not sure whether they've already got bowls scheduled and underway over there, though. Ellen just sits the nearest bowl, sits in behind the jack. Just been that little more consistent. The Cabra-Matta pair. Jackaroo's squad, you'd expect them to be doing a lot of training, so they'd be coming in as firm favourites. You'd expect them to face some fairly good opposition from the current women's senior pairs champions, and they've given them some very good competition. Just that few times that Cabramatta's had that little bit of an edge, been the difference. Couple of big counts, 3 counts of 5 being the difference here. Apart from those 3, very tight. Ellen wants this to run right down. He's just going to run out of steam. Chris just wants to reach. Won't mind the edge of that one. And I think that's running for shot. Very well bowled. I'll just zoom that in a little bit. Try and get a better view. Nice tight head, so we'll get a tight shot. And I think it is 1 to South Tamworth as that head stands. I'd expect Jamie Lee, well, she can play either hand. Maybe just backhand slightly overplayed. Can get a straighten off hers on the line, Ellen's bowl, or just sit that one clean. Only danger is you kick the jack across a bit, it could be 2 down, but plenty of bowls to come. Going to play the other side of the green. It's a good option as well. Own to run in, just come round. Seeing a little bit of water getting on our lens, so it is just blowing in from the south. We'll keep going as long as we possibly can. Should be okay. Tricky shot here for South Tamworth. They want to build this head up, but they don't want to make a bigger target. Jamie will be looking for just a little bit of reach to the South Tamworth bowl. It's about jack high, just going to go under the line. Can be a little bit difficult in the rain just to overcome the coldness in the fingers, a little bit of lack of grip. Do know some of the Australian sides travelling to England once practiced on very heavy greens and had their bowls sitting in a bucket of water to pick them up out of the bucket of water and deliver them to simulate the potential rainy, cold weather they expected to encounter. Greens in the UK can get a little bit quick though. Can also get a little patchy and too paste, which is very interesting. Have experienced that a couple of times on some Australian places too, where there's just a bit of variable rates in how the green dries. Ellen should play the same idea as Jamie. Just wanting to get down on that forehand side. Sit the second bowl and run in. Cover that up. Turned it out. That's excellent bowl. Just opens up the chances for themselves and cuts down the result for South Tamworth, although Chris now can sit that side bowl and run in. Tough conditions. Just carefully drying the bowl, making sure she's got the right grip. Green pace can change as you play too with the white rain coming down. Got the shot, second shot through. Well, not quite the result she was after. May have shifted it, not sure. Jamie says it is one down. That jack sprung forward, so maybe Cabramatta was actually holding before that. Don't know whether she might just play to cover those, knowing they've got a good lead, rather than risk giving her away by kicking that jack across. Just try and get down and sit on her own bowl or cover up the two. Just going to fade underneath. Well, tough choice here for Chris. Wants to score shots. They're 13 behind. 3 to play after this one. They would need 12 in 3 ends should they pick up a single only, so probably need to look for runs. Whether you try and draw for 2 or just get a touch on your own bowl and kick it out. Touch your own bowl, you risk moving the jack minimally and dropping a 1, putting yourself even further behind. Might just opt to take the 1 here as well. Yep, they're going to take the 1. Well, tough choice. Now, 14 behind, 3 to play. No, not 14 behind, 12 behind. It's -1. It's +1, not -1. Might just take the opportunity to go out and try and give that lens a wipe. Plenty of little raindrops falling on them, and we've got a great shot here of Ellen's rain jacket. Plenty of spots on it. I do hope you're enjoying watching on. Certainly hope you're more comfortable than it is outside. Rather unpleasant. Say the least. Bit damp, sticky. Quite raining. Just adjusted our camera cover on this end. Give it a little dry. The other ones appear to be holding up quite well. Do you think we have a confirmed result that Headalong has defeated Mount Lewis? Their stickers have gone off the board. 19 ends were completed. There was 9 shots of difference. So if Headalong scored a single, it was definitely over. Even if they conceded a one, it would have been very much difficult. Do you think the score on the other is 11-18 after 18? 2 ends to go on. Kyle's just standing in the view I have. Wait for him to move. Good conversion for Tamworth. This is end number 19. 2 to go after this. They need 12 shots, so 2 would bring it back to 10. They'd need 2 fives just to force an extra end. They're in the very difficult category now. Not mathematically impossible, but you would not expect Ellen and Jamie to drop that many multiples in a row. We're still not going to declare them winners. That's a no-no. They're not winners until that final scorecard is submitted. Congratulations to the Pies on reaching the semi-final, also known as the Mount Lewis Lions. They're now looking to their little claim in for their payment of semi-final prize money. I think we give them a couple of dollars each. Ellen wants to sit that bowl. Confirmation it is 11-18 after 18 for Tarrant Point. Just onto the shorter bowls. Chance for Christine to try and add another. 2 bowls left this end. Really has to add as many as possible. Don't want to be chasing a huge number on the final end. It's not too badly down. Oh, I'm not sure it's got there though. Back end draw for Els just to get down to cut it back to 1, maybe draw shot. Don't know whether she wants to play an attacking shot here. 2 downs actually not too bad. It'd still lead by 12 with 2 to play. Just into the pack. No real indication whether it was 2 or 3 or 1. I don't know what to tell you, whether it was 1, 2 or 3. I'll just poke the head out and ask. The one thing I've done, cleaning that camera up, change where the autofocus points are. Still a little bit of moisture on the lens, but we have just adjusted the cover to make sure it's covered up. Just check with Ellen. It was just the one last end, so we'll add on one to take South Tamworth to 13. 2 ends left in theory. South Tamworth, if they score less than 3, will be concluding. Need to be within 8 shots with 1 end to play for us to play a final end. The laws specify that in a knockout match, as soon as it becomes impossible for one team to win the game, that the game will be concluded. I would expect that Ellen and Jamie would be well aware that they'll secure the championship with conceding anything less than 3 or even scoring an end. They'll try and win the end, of course, just to put it beyond all doubt. Try and keep up, get a score from the Tarrant Point game. Head along through to this afternoon's final. Yeah, well, we did think after how well they played yesterday that Mount Lewis would be up there, especially being the reigning state pairs championships winners. But Darren Morrison, very solid player. Hemi's playing his best bowls as well, apparently. Just remains to be confirmed whether we can get a Cabramatta team in or Tarrant Point. Tarrant Point certainly in the box seat to claim the other berth. Well ahead with just a couple of ends to go. And Ellen Fife. I will get that through eventually through my brain. Just crashed on the shorter bowls. They'll play through those up on the forehand. Try and turn them in just to get one shot. Ideally for Jamie, it'd be to punch her own bowl to cover the back as well. South Tamworth just has to load this head up and try and play a conversion on the last bowl to make a multiple. So we are due to bring you the men's final probably in about 45 minutes or so. Allow the guys to finish up, give them about half an hour just to take on a bit of lunch, maybe a little refreshment. Cup of tea, glass of water, whatever it is. Be ready to start. Jamie certainly playing through the head, can get results all over the place here. Crashes onto those and runs through. A little bit narrow for what she wanted. All South Tamworth on that side in. They'll play just over the draw, try and turn them up. Little wiggle. It's a pretty good result. Still a chance there for South Tamworth to manufacture a multiple, though. And I think the same, they're going to turn it over. Don't mind the tactic through that. If you sit the shot bowl, you'll get shot. Just go around, you cover up the 3 in the curve to the right. Ellen's pretty impressed with this one. Got the little straight, and that's a very good home. That could well be the championship sealing bowl right in behind. Before that, Chris Myers had the chance to play through her own, turn it up onto the jack. Could have made as many as 4 or 5, but that bowl has just snuffed out that shot. Still South Tamworth has got to load it up and then try and get that one out, get a multiple. For Ellen, sit back and see what Chris does. Chris has got to play her final 2 bowls. Ellen will still have one left when South Tamworth are out of shots to play. She's only 1 down. She'll say that'll do us. In fact, if she's 2 down, she'll still say that'll do us. 3 down. Well, probably wouldn't be unhappy, but would mean the last end that we'd need an absolute maximum count for South Tamworth to force an extra end. Chris is not quite there. That's this bowl. Just be the icing on if she draws the shot. I think Jamie Lee chopped out all the chances with her last bowl. Ellen, very close. Oh, she's just turned that one up a little bit. I don't think there'll be any more bowls after this one. Can't see. That coming through. I'll get an indication. Ellen may well just go and try and draw a shot just to finish this game off and make certain. There might be more than 1 down. Might be the front ones are a bit shorter than they look. Still might be 3, and if that's the case, she will play it. Oh, Jamie Lee, I think, said it's 1 down. I think if I was be only 1 down and certain of it, I wouldn't be playing this bowl. But Ellen, just draw it in. Make sure it's only 1 down, or even get shot. That'll finish it off. Needs the inside rub. That will finish it off. That's 1 shot to Cabramatta. It's now impossible for anything but a Cabramatta victory. 25 to 13. 1 end left to play. Save and finalise. 25-13. Game over. Well, it's been a pleasure to bring you this game. We look forward to your company, hopefully in around 3/4 of an hour for the men's pairs final. And thanks for joining us. Congratulations to Jamie Lee Worsnop and Ellen Fife, our 2023-24 New South Wales Women's Champion of Club Champions Pairs winners. Our runners-up from South Tamworth, Carol White and Chris Myers. Just take one last chance to see if we can get you the score for Razor. And, well, I don't know what's happening here with my Cam 1. It's decided to go a little silly. Might have bumped some button. Well, it's still going to do it for me. It's 11-18 after 18, still showing on the board. Not sure what the position is, but we'll be able to confirm that later. You will join us again for the men's final, hopefully in around 45 minutes. Until then, it's goodbye for now, and thanks for joining us.